speaking of food, let's talk nutrition for a little bit. Let's talk about food and nutrition. So you said, by your own admission, you grew up on junk food. Tell us about that.
Oh my God. I was the kid that like chocolate cake with chocolate frosting with chocolate sprinkles and chocolate ice cream on top. Like I was such a sugarholic and I was a really picky eater too. So I think I ate like tuna fish sandwiches and drank Hawaiian punch and ate deviled eggs like every single day of my childhood and like came home and ate crap. I'm like, nobody knew better then. And I walked around with dark circles under my eyes. I was getting sick all the time, but nobody ever made any food connections to health back then. So it's really funny. And it was really hard for me, like making the transition to being a healthy eater took a lot of years, but I think the more that I learned and the more I experiment, and now it's easy, but I understand it because, I definitely have that in me I'm a sugar addict and I always will be one.
Oh yeah, now sugar is, boy, it's got a hold.
Yeah, I work with a lot of people on reducing and eliminating sugar in their life because it does. It has such a hold on us and it's so bad for us, but it's so delicious that it's a real tricky one for people.
Oh yeah. So what led to your change to holistic nutrition?
Well, I think what happened after had that crash and burn, I started becoming super interested in just my health. And I started reading more and experimenting more. And the better and better I felt when years later, I kind of woke up one day and said, I think I'm going to go back to school. And my husband was like, what? And I said, I don't know. I just have this like feeling like I should be going back to school. And I did. There was a program that I did online actually called Institute of Integrative Nutrition, which is really well known in the holistic nutrition space. And within a couple months of just starting school, I had clients because I brought so much life experience with me and so much of years of experimenting that, having that combination with the formal education was really powerful. And I think people realize I just get it. Like I'm really practical about this stuff. And even though I might eat different than you eat, different than somebody else eat. I understand it's a journey. And wherever you are at in your beginning is fine. You take these little steps and keep moving forward, and that's the best you can do. And that's okay.
So how has like holistic nutrition education really changed your life or changed your lifestyle?
Oh my God. Well, my life and my lifestyle. Well, my lifestyle is that I think that before I looked at health as exercise and nutrition primarily. And now, like holistic health looks at everything like, are you having fun in your life? And are you learning new things? And are you feeling happy in your relationships? It's just your whole life because face it, if we hate our job, what are we going to do? Come home and eat. If we're miserable in a relationship, we might drown our sorrows. We use food to make up for so many things that are lacking in our life, or wine or drugs, whatever your drug of choice is. For many of us, it is food. And so when we look at the whole life, we can start filling in the pieces and saying, well, maybe I'm really hungry for a nap or maybe I'm hungry for fun, and when we look at it that way, things start making sense. Now, for me personally, it was crazy because I went to school and literally it was this whirlwind. I started coaching. I started developing programs in person. Then I started developing online programs. And then I wrote my book. And then I was asked to host a radio show and I started doing more public speaking. So it really was a massive life change for me because I was suddenly out there. And I think I had a message that resonated for people because so many of us are at that point where we either burnt out or we feel like we're going to burn out. We're just trying to make it through the day and be healthy. So I think it is something that is very timely and important for everybody to know. They're not alone in this. This is hard stuff.
Yeah. So what were your energy levels like, prior to transforming when you just ate normal kind of junky foods and then after you changed your diet?
I think the biggest thing, and this is what people notice when they do my programs, is a lot of people get that 3 or 4 o'clock slump where they're just exhausted and they want to lie down and they might reach for the cup of coffee or something sugary to give them that boost. I don't really have that anymore. I don't slump. I'm not going to say I'm never tired. Sometimes in the morning I'm tired if I didn't get a great night's sleep, but my energy is very constant throughout the day. And that's really nice.
Wow. So how can busy people like, parents take a lesson from your life?
I think the key is number one is what we said before is really, check in, because you want to have like data of, not data like your Fitbit. I'm not a big fan of that kind of data. I'm a fan of your own personal data. Like, how am I feeling? What's working for me in my life? Am I feeling aches and pains? What's my body trying to tell me? And then experimenting. Like, okay, if I eat a donut for breakfast, I might feel great at that moment, but how am I feeling an hour later? And how am I feeling the rest of the day versus having like eggs, or something like that? And so the more you just start experimenting without shame, without judgment, and just saying this is all information, the more we start understanding what's going to work for us. Because diets are designed for other people, not for our own special needs. We have to figure out what works for our body, for our mind, and for our life.
Wow. Love it. Love it. Man, so what are some resources that you recommend to our listeners as they start their journey on holistic nutrition or trying to figure out how to create a better, healthier lifestyle?
Well, I invite them I have a free coaching Facebook group that I could invite them into. And if they go to my website, Healthy, Happy, and Hip, there's an invitation right up front, right when you get on there, to join the tribe. I also, I prepared something for your listeners, 10 yummy recipes with no sugar. And all they have to do is text 44144. That's 44144, and enter the word healthy, and they will get sent that. So those are a few places to start.
Ooh, that's excellent. Nothing like great resources. Thank you so much.
Oh, pleasure.
Thank you for listening to this session of TheraFit. If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll pass along our web address, holisticfamilysolutions.com, to your friends and colleagues. Be sure to check out the archive section of our website for previous podcasts. This has been an HFS production. Join us next time for another edition of TheraFit.